What's happening, everybody? This is Mike at Mike's Turtle Dragon Channel, and today is the best day of the week. It is New Comic Book Day, so I just got back from the store, picked up my stuff. A really big week, a lot more books come out than I expected it to, so that's always a pleasant surprise. So we'll go ahead and jump right on into what I picked up and what my thoughts are on each issue. So here we go. Right here, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 5, and this will be our first full issue with the team together again. The previous 4 issues, Jason, Aaron had them split up, and they finally reunited last issue. So they're reunited together. It feels so good, and apparently they'll probably be on their way back to New York because you got to have the Turtles in New York, and it looks like Jason Aaron is going to have, just going by this cover right here, looks like Casey Jones is going to be in there with one of the issues I saw. Casey was working for the Foot Clan, so I'm kind of unsure about what the story is behind that. So maybe I'll be able to pick up some more context in this issue right here. So on to next issue, Fantastic Four. To me, this is Marvel's best book, issue after issue. It never lets me down. It's always just an incredible superhero read. Just big time super heroics, big time cosmic concepts, big time adventures, But with all that, Ryan North still manages to keep the characters balanced and, staying true to themselves and maintaining their humanity and the specific characteristics to make the Fantastic Four who they are. They're never overshadowed by the events. So this is always my favorite book to read when it comes out. So I'll definitely be saving this one for last. Terminator 3. I think this came out last week, but I think because it's shipped by Diamond, Diamond's having whatever type of problems they're having, which are, too many to name. So, but I'm enjoying this Terminator book. Issue 1, I didn't care for very much, but issue 2, with the Vietnam setting, and then this one right here, picking up with that same setting. Hopefully I get some more of the same, what I had from issue 2. But Terminators in Vietnam is a really cool concept. Who would have guessed? Plastic Man No More. Issue 4 of the miniseries. I save my miniseries to binge once they all come out. So not sure how many Plastic Man is running. I think it's 6. But if that's the case, I got 2 more, and then I'll read that and talk about how that miniseries was. Challengers of the Unknown. This is a 6-issue miniseries here. I am kind of confused as to why the regular DC superheroes are dressed as the Challengers, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out. It's a cool Mike Deodato cover. I think he does most of his work for AWA now, but I wonder if he's on the interiors. I don't want to. Wow, there's a lot going on in these first couple pages here. No. It looks like Deodato just did the cover, but looks like a really in-depth, thick book, so could be good. And of course, Batman and Robin Year 1-3. This book has been absolutely amazing. I always like to say this team of Mark Waid and Chris Samney, it's an automatic buy for me whenever I see them grouped together. And this has been the same, another one of the same classics. Wonder Woman. I've been reading this book since day one. I'm absolutely loving it. So glad to see it today. I don't really have anything different to say about it that I haven't said before. It's just, classic. It's just great Wonder Woman story Tom King is doing that I don't think a lot of people thought he had it in him to tell this type of story. He gets a bad rap on a lot of stuff, but I think a lot of that comes from his Batman stuff. The way it ended, it left bad taste in people's mouth. But you got to let that stuff go. You got to let the past live in the past and concentrate on what the current product is. So, but in any case, I can never recommend this Wonder Woman book enough. Ultimate Spider-Man 12. I wonder if this will actually occur inside the book. This has been a kind of book that started out hot, and to me anyway, it started out hot. I really enjoyed it, and then it kind of has really cooled off over the last couple of issues. It's cooled off not because of any one thing. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that it hasn't cooled off because of any one thing. The lack of action is what's really cooled it off for me. I mean, I enjoy the characterization and the dialogue with Spider-Man and Mary Jane and Uncle Ben and J. Jonah, but like I've said before, I need some punchy every once in a while. Sentinels. This was always kind of like the hardest book to buy into with the initial X-Men launch. And I picked up issue 1 and I found that it was okay, but nothing that really grabbed me. But however, because it was such a, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's such a book that I'm sure was overlooked. I've decided to stick with it. So, and it's only a mini series. I think there's only one more issue left after this. So once that's over, I'll probably sit down and read it again and binge it. Maybe I can get a better perspective on it and be able to talk about it a little bit better, because it's definitely a hard sell. You're launching an X-Men book, and it's called Sentinels, and it's not really about Sentinels per se, hunting mutants. It's, you see right here in the description of the characters, foreseeing a war between, as we all know, what the Sentinels do or whatever. So it's not really as much about the mutant hunting Sentinels as it is about the characters who are involved in this program, which is kind of a tough sell. You've got a group of 4 brand new characters, and none of them are tied. They're loosely tied into the X-Men universe, but no direct connections or whatever. So I kind of stuck around with it to see what they end up doing. Could end up being something that's a overlooked gem, but I think it's only got one more issue, so we'll binge it when it wraps up. Helverine #1. I was surprised how much I enjoyed the miniseries I read of it. I thought, like I've said before about it, I thought it was just going to be like some sort of ironically cool type of character they were making, like Cosmic Ghost Rider. But Benjamin Percy has really, to me, he's like the go-to horror guy in the Marvel Universe. And, not just horror too, but like the go-to badass macho character writer. I think that's really right in his wheelhouse, and he really nails that with this Helverine book. Although I think that maybe they need to come up with a different name for the character instead of Helverine. But this is such a badass looking cover right here. G.I. Joe 2, this is the second issue of the ongoing, which they finally launched after they wrapped up all the miniseries. So the Energon universe has been probably the breakout hit across all of comics of the last year. You know, they've done huge numbers and really have energized the properties of G.I. Joe and Transformers. Captain America, this is the last issue in the J. Michael Straczynski run. I think I've got issues 1 through 15 upstairs, so I'll probably pull all of them back out and binge them so I can get like a full Straczynski experience and maybe be able to talk about it a little bit more in depth. Transformers 15. I just read 14 last week, and maybe I was really late on reading 14, and that's why 15 is already here. But in any case, this is another of the Energon Universe books, and last issue they had just had Bruticus. Oh wait, no, this is... I've already read this. I don't know how this ended up in my box. I've already read it. That's all right. I can take it back and swap it out for something else. Problem easily fixed. Tom Scioli's Godzilla Masterpiece Theater. It's Godzilla meeting Sherlock Holmes. I'm here for that. Tom Scioli is an incredible cartoonist and comic book creator. I've actually got his G.I. Joe versus Transformers hardback in a short box that I've been meaning to read. So I might break that out over the weekend here at some point and binge all that. But I love Tom Scioli's work. I loved his, I think it was Fantastic Four Grand Design that he did. The Kirby and Stan Lee books. The Transformers G.I. Joe miniseries. Just a fun cartoonist. I enjoy seeing him work. I think his style or the stuff he works on, I think it works best with really monstrous type characters. You know, like you have Godzilla, the monster size, the enormity of the Transformers, you know, giant robots, giant cybernetic planets, giant kaiju. His Fantastic Four had basically like a Black Panther Voltron force. So he works really well, I think, with that style of stuff. You can tell that he loves Kirby. You know, he's creating obvious homages to Kirby in his work. And also, he's a really good follow on Twitter. Seems to have a real good sense of humor. And then last but not least, Absolute Batman number 3. The book that I was surprised that I enjoyed as much as I did. So this is another Scott Snyder, Nick Dragotta, spectacular issue. This one's supposed to introduce Selena Kyle to the Absolute Universe. So that is all the books we have for this week. Pretty big week. I had 15 books. That's about twice as many as normal. I was talking to the guy at the shop, and he said that next week is going to be a big week as well. So that's just more to look forward to, more reading to do. So I better go ahead and end this video and get started on it right now. You guys have a good day. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.